computer. Yeah, I started recording, so we're going to start now. So last class we started working with modals of ability. Yeah, modals of ability. The ones that we have the other day were 3. Can, could, which are real modals, and be able to, which is not a modal, but it works to replace some forms that can doesn't have. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen for a little while for you to reread some part of the that we were working with. Isidora, where is? Yeah. Can you see now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Okay. So we have to focus on a modal first. First of all, we have to understand what a modal is. The other day I tried to explain, but we were a little bit late. So I'm going to try to explain it again. Modal verbs are verbs which are different from the ones from the common verbs. Okay. The first thing that you have to understand is this. Okay. That modals are different from the regular verbs. I'm going to write in here in order to give you some examples about this. Okay, I'm going to write in here. A common verb or a regular verb is like study, for example, or I don't know, go or drive or work. Those are regular verbs, okay? Regular verbs have 4 forms. The first one is the past participle, which in the case of regular verbs is the same, and the gerund, which is ing. Yeah, let me see, there are 2 people ready to start. Okay, here, 1. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So every verb in English has 4 forms. Yeah. For example, study is a regular verb. Let's see, Catalina, you have in there go, drive, work. Which of those other 3 verbs is regular too? Catalina Rice. Go, drive, or work is a regular verb. Which of these 3 verbs is regular?
Work.
Work, all right, work. So work also is with...
Profe, perdón que lo interrumpa.
Yes, no problem.
¿Puedes subir un poquito la página para tomar bien los apuntes, por favor?
Can you see here or not?
Sí, sí lo veo, pero es que no sabía si había algo escrito antes.
No, don't worry about the rest because I'm going to
okay.
upload this. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
going to
thanks.
upload it. Okay, so don't worry. So what I want you to I'm going to emphasize some little things here about modal verbs, all right? I was telling you that modal verbs have 2 forms, yeah? In the case of a regular verb, the past tense and the past participle is formed with a ed, and the gerund is usually ing. Sorry, ing, right? Now, in the case of irregular verbs, they change. For example, Carlos Atencio, tell me the past tense, the past participle, and the gerund of go.
Past tense is went.
Yeah, right. Past participle?
Um,
Yeah, we have
I don't
Carlos.
remember. I don't remember.
Open your phones, open your microphones. Who can help him? Who can help Carlos with the participle of the verb? Come on.
Been, gone,
Gone. Gone. It's oh, gone.
gone. Okay,
And the gerund?
going.
Going.
Go.
That's right. What about drive now? Past tense of drive.
Drove,
Drove. Pronunciation O. Drove. Drove.
drove,
That's right. Participle?
draft,
Participle. Participle. We are weak in that part. Aurila, participle of drive. Gabriela, are you there?
What? Sorry?
Participle of drive.
Drove? Oh no, it's already there. I don't know.
Okay.
Can I just answer?
Yep.
I know the answer is driven,
Driven, that's right.
right?
Driven. And the gerund is?
Driving.
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 All right. Okay. So we have this. I'm going to put it in here. Every verb in English has 4 forms. The first one is infinitive. Then you have the past tense. Then you have the past participle. And finally, the gerund. Okay, so these verbs are normal verbs, common verbs, okay? What happens with modals? Modals don't have all the forms. The first thing that you have to remember, modals have 1 form or 2 forms normally. For example, can is can, and the past of can is could. And that's it. No more. No more. Must is only 1 form. Might, only 1 form. May, oops. May is only 1 form. Should is only 1 form. Okay, so the first thing that you have to remember is that common verbs have 4 forms. Modals have 1 or probably 2 forms. Okay, that is the first difference between modal verbs and common verbs. Why do I say that? Because wait, I'm going to try to separate this with the rest. Yeah. Because, for example, when you want to make compound forms with can, you don't have this part. Or if you want to use the ing form, you don't have it. Okay? So it's impossible to make compound forms with modals. So you have to replace by using be able, which is a common verb, and it means the same. Can means poder, or sometimes ser capaz de, o saber. Be able means the same, ser capaz de, o poder, all right? So when you don't have all the forms, you have to use be able to, right? Okay, another thing which is, it makes it different, regular verbs with modals, is that in here, you cannot, it's impossible for you to make this verb negative. For example, if you want to make negative form of a study, you don't have it. You can add not like we do it in Spanish. For example, in Spanish, estudio, no estudio. Very simple. But in English, el no cannot be alone. It can be, it has to go together with an auxiliary verb. These modal verbs are auxiliary verbs, so, or therefore, you can join it with the verb. Okay, so you can say can't. Okay, or you can say couldn't. Or you can say mustn't. Or you can say mustn't. See? So this is the first thing that you have to remember. All right? Okay, wait for me for a little while. My father is calling me. I'll be back in a minute, all right? Please, 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 please. In the meantime, try to see that, okay?
Acabo de llegar y vi que estaban haciendo.
Oye, igual el oh, tú. Vamos acá. Aquí. Ya, papito, tenés que trabajar. Ya, ve. Ya. Espérame, trata de dormir un poco y después te vengo a buscar. Ya. ¿Ah? ¿Cómo? Trata de dormir otro poco. Ya. Porque yo tengo que trabajar y después te vengo a buscar. Ya. Sí, ya. Ya. Okay. Ay, a tu casa. No, aquí va, aquí estoy trabajando. Ahí ya. Ay, señor. Ya. Estoy en mi cama. No entiende esto, no sabe que yo estoy trabajando. No pasa nada. Yeah, okay. So, that is the first thing that you have to remember. So, modals are different from regular verbs. They can make the negative by themselves. They don't have all the forms. And also, they can make the interrogative form by themselves. In here, for example, I was telling you that. For example, study, you can say study not. That is incorrect. How do you make the negative in the present with an auxiliary verb? Don't. You say, don't study, don't go, or doesn't drive, or doesn't work. In the past, didn't study, didn't go, didn't drive, didn't work. Okay? You cannot put the negative in the verb. Okay? So that is one of the main differences between a regular verb and a modal. All right? Right? Okay. Any question? If you don't understand, please ask me the questions, please. Now, it's a moment to ask my questions. To ask me questions, sorry. If you have any doubts. Okay? Yeah. So this is the thing that you have to remember. Now, the other thing that I told you the other day is that modal verbs sometimes, or not sometimes, they don't mean always the same, right? Sometimes they are different, or they have different functions. For example, the verb can. Now we are studying can as ability in the present. The other day I told you about that, okay? That sometimes we were taught that can is translated like poder, but not always is poder, depending of the function that is doing. Because if you say, for example, I can't help you, that could be poder, no puedo. No puedo ayudarte, I can't help you. In that case, it's a possibility in the present. Yeah, possibility in the present. I can't do this. For example, I cannot go to the party. Possibility in the present. When I say, for example, I cannot dance cueca, you are not talking about a possibility. You are talking about an ability in the present. And in that case, can means know how to. When you say, I cannot dance cueca, it means I don't know how to dance cueca, right? It is different, the use when it is ability and when it is possibility, right? Okay. So that's the idea. Now, must, for example, well, could is the same as can, but in the past. So could can be ability in the past, possibility in the past. Must is obligation. For example, when you say, I must study, that means that you are obliged to study. It's your obligation to study. It could be a moral obligation, or it can be a regular obligation. For example, when you say, I must love my parents, that could be a moral obligation. Debo amarlos, because they grew me, they raised me, right? That's why I must love them. It's my obligation to do it. It's my moral obligation to do it. Now, should, that it's in here, should is an advice. For example, I can give you an advice, a piece of advice, and tell you, you should study more. I think that you are a little bit weak in that part, so you should study more. You should study more grammar. Okay? And might and may are remote possibility. Remote possibility. For example, if I see some clouds in the horizon and I see there are some clouds over there, it might rain tomorrow. But it's a remote possibility. It's not a real possibility. Yeah. Okay. So some things that you have to understand is that you have to use, you have to understand that modals are different from regular verbs. They do not use an auxiliary verb because they are auxiliary verbs. Right? They have less forms than regular verbs. And the other thing that you must remember all the time is that, let's here, is that these modals always go with the infinitive form without to. Remember that the infinitive of the verb usually goes with to. To say that the verb is in the infinitive, you say to study. Okay. To go. To drive. To work. Okay. So when you want to use another verb with a modal verb, you have to use it. You have to use the infinitive, but without to. That is to say, you say, I cannot help you. You can never say, I cannot to help you. Can you study every day? Yes, I can. I can study. Can you play? Never to play, right? So another verb, another thing that you have to know always, to remember all the time, is that modal verbs have to be used with the infinitive form, but without to. All right? Another difference between a regular verb and a modal verb is that modal verbs don't have an infinitive. They have present, but not infinitive. I can't say this. No, it's not an infinitive. Okay. Questions. I would like you to ask me questions because I don't know if you have understood or not. Okay? Yes, Catalina.
Infinitive without to is always with might or only infinitive?
Can or must or could or might can never take to because they do not function as infinitive. They are present or they are past, but they are not infinitive. I'm going to try to explain it in Spanish. ¿Cuál es el infinitivo de un verbo en español? ¿Cuál es el infinitivo de un verbo? ¿Lo conocen? Un cero en castellano. Le voy a poner a todos. Alguien que me diga, ¿cuál es el infinitivo del verbo en español?
Es el verbo como en su forma natural, por así decirlo.
Por ejemplo, Catalina.
¿Que dé un ejemplo?
Sí, dame un ejemplo.
Be.
No, in Spanish. In Spanish. To understand it first in Spanish and then in English.
Comer.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So the an infinitive of the verb is without when the verb is not conjugated. Yeah. Cuando el verbo no está conjugado es el infinitivo. Entonces, ya el poder en inglés no tiene infinitivo. Tiene presente. Por eso es modal, por eso es distinto a lo demás. Yo no puedo decir to can, nunca, never. Nunca. Must o to might, no. Pero sí puedo decir to study. For example, I have to study. Después de algunos verbos, por ejemplo, have to study, se puede usar. ¿Ya? Algunas veces el verbo puede ir con ing o con to. ¿Ya? Por ejemplo, ¿qué verbos pueden ir con ing y con to? Con ambos. ¿Pueden nombrar alguno? Estoy repasando cosas que ustedes ya vieron. Un verbo que vaya seguido de to o de ing. Ya, les voy a ayudar. Like. You can say, I like to study English or I like studying English. Hate. I hate to work at night. I hate working at night. ¿Ya? ¿Se fijan? Que algunos verbos pueden ir en infinitivo. Pueden ir en infinitivo. Pero el can no tiene infinitivo. No tiene infinitivo. ¿Cómo reconozco el infinitivo? Porque lleva el to. Ahora, los modals, cuando van seguidos, cuando yo uso un modal, después del modal, yo uso el infinitivo, pero sin el to. Por ejemplo, sé manejar. How can you say that in English? Cualquiera me conteste. Any person can answer me. Sé manejar. Muy bien.
I can drive.
Yeah, perfect. I can drive perfectly. I can drive. Okay? Danae, can you drive or not?
Yes.
Yes, you can?
I can.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. How did you learn?
Sorry?
How did you learn? Or when did you learn? When did you learn and how?
When I was 18 on a place where you are teach how to work.
Yeah, in an academy.
Yeah, an academy.
In an academy. All right. See, she can drive. She has the ability to drive. Okay? So in there, when she says she can drive, she's using a modal verb as an ability. In the present, she can drive now. Right? Okay? So that's the idea. That's the idea of modals in general. Okay? Yeah. So the first thing that you have to understand is that modals are different from regular verbs. Why? Because they have less forms, because they don't have an infinitive, they don't have participle, they don't have gerund, okay? They can make the negative and the interrogative by themselves. They don't use any other auxiliary because they are auxiliary verbs, right? Okay, so all this is something that you have to remember, okay? Now, I'm going to go back in here. In this guia that I sent you, I sent you some examples. I can play the guitar, my mother can cook lasagna, can you dance cueca? In here, can is used as an ability in the present. Okay, could in here is also used as an ability, but in the past. When I was a child, I lived in Italy, so I could speak Italian, but now I've forgotten most of it. I can't dance cueca now, but I could when I was in school. Okay. Here I have what I was telling you. Yeah. The characteristic of a modal verbs. They can be made negatives, and or couldn't. Yeah. Or they can be made questions. Can you speak Italian? Could you arrive on time for the class? Okay. They are always followed by the infinitive without to. They don't take other forms like participle or gerunds. They cannot go with other modals. For example, will come together, never. So that is what we have to remember. In some cases, you cannot use the modal verb. For example, in here, I will can never go with can. Because will, you can make it won't, and can, you can make it can't. So both are auxiliary verbs. They can make the negative. So in that case, you have to replace can for be able. Okay? So if you want to say podré, poder en futuro, you cannot say I will can. So you say I will be able to do it. I will be able to do it. All right? If you want to use the conditional, for example, would, I would be able to do it. Podría. Okay, so in here I have some examples. Be able to, it means like can. So in the present, you use it, I am able to, he's able to, they're able to. In the past, you say, I was able to, I were able to. And you have this form for compound forms. Yeah. That is to say, if I want to say puedo, in English, you say I can. Pude, I could. Pero como digo, he podido. In there, I have to use the present perfect. But the present perfect is formed by have and the participle of the verb. And can doesn't have a participle. So I have to use being able. How would you do it then? He podido hacer muchas cosas este año. O no he podido, as you like.
I was able to.
No.
No.
No. ¿Cómo se hace el presente perfecto, Danae? ¿Cuál es la forma que tiene el presente perfecto? Gramaticalmente hablando.
I have been able.
Aha, yes. Present perfect is have plus past participle. So, I have been able. He sido capaz de. No puedo decir en inglés he podido, porque lo voy a explicar en castellano. No puedo decir he podido y podré, porque el can no tiene forma de participio y no tiene infinitivo. ¿Ya? Tiene solo presente y pasado. Entonces yo quiero hacer futuro, por ejemplo, el futuro lo hago con will, va el infinitivo del verbo, pero no tengo infinitivo. Por lo tanto, digo, I will be able. El be able sí el infinitivo, be able, ahí está el infinitivo. ¿Ya? Be able. Y si quiero usar una forma compuesta como he podido, hemos podido, ahí el poder no tiene forma de participio, entonces usa el being able to. ¿Entendieron? Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any doubts, please let me know. So in here, we use be able to express ability. Able is an adjective meaning having the power, skill, or means to do something. If we say, I am able to swim, it is like saying, I can swim. It's the same. ¿Ya? Sé nadar, soy capaz de nadar. Right? So it's the same. I am able to swim, I have the ability to swim. I can swim, I have the ability to swim. Yeah. We sometimes use be able to instead of can or could for ability. Be able to is possible in all tenses, but can is only possible in the present, and could is possible only in the past for ability. Can and could have no infinitive form, so we use be able to when we want to use other tenses. When you cannot use can or could in some forms, then you have to use be able to. Here you have it. For example, correct, I won't and go to the meeting. Eso está pésimo. ¿Cómo lo digo? I won't be able to go to the meeting. No puede ir junto el auxiliar will, que es de futuro, con el auxiliar o modal can. No van a ir juntos. Entonces, como no tengo infinitivo, el futuro se usa con infinitivo, tengo que usar el infinitivo del be able. So, I won't be able to go to the meeting. De la misma manera que yo digo, por ejemplo, I won't go to the party. Y en los tiempos compuestos, por ejemplo, es incorrecto decir, I haven't could studied, eso está pésimo. Entonces, ¿cómo digo? I haven't been able to study for the test.
Está
Eso,
mal escrito el test.
yes. I haven't been able to study for the test. I haven't been able, no he podido estudiar para la prueba. I haven't been able to study for it. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to go now. I'm going to stop sharing for a little while. And we're going to move now into, yeah. Wait. Share the screen. That is what we were doing the other time, all right? We read The Sleep Artist. So now in your book, on page, I can't remember the page, let me see it in here. Page 79. So open your books on page 79, and we're going to do the exercises that we have, exercise 10 and 11. It says here, complete the rules with can, could, and be able to. Use the examples in bold in the text to help you. So, what do we have to use to talk about presentability? What can we use to talk about presentability? How can I express presentability?
Can in the 10?
Yeah, can. And
Can and be able.
Be able to, remember this, be able to.
Be able to.
Be able to. I am able to do something. I am able to work. Okay, so use can and be able to talk about presentability. Use what to talk about abilities in the past?
Could.
Could. Use could to talk about abilities in the past, general abilities in the past. Yeah, this is special, and you have to be careful with this. Use to talk about ability in one occasion in the past. In one occasion. When you talk about general ability in the past, you use could. But for example, if I want to say algo así como, si yo no soy bueno para escribir, pero me las arreglé o pude escribir un poema relativamente bien. Cuando estoy hablando de una vez o de una vez en particular, in here, I have to use be able to or manage. Be able to or manage. Let me see if I can write it for you. Are you observing this or not?
No.
No.
No,
What are you observing? Now, what
la
are
página
you?
del libro,
The page of the book.
the Facebook.
Stop share. And yeah. Yeah. So when you are talking about ability in the past for only one time, only once, you can use, wait. You have to use be able to or manage. Manage to. Okay. So, for example, if I say, I can give you an example. I am really bad at writing poems. Yeah, but manage to present one for the task. I'm just inventing. Okay, in here, you don't say I could present one for the task, because in this case, you're talking about one possibility, only once, or in a particular time, not general. For example, when I was a child, I could write poems. In that case, it's correct because it's general. Cuando era niño, sabía escribir poemas. Eso es una habilidad general. Pero cuando lo haces por una vez en particular, o puedes usar el be able to or el managed. In this case, I am really bad at writing poems, but I managed to present one for the task, or you can say, I was able to present one for the task. All right? Can you see the difference? If you talk about general ability, you say could in the past. But if you're talking about a particular ability in the past, you can use either be able to in the past, was able, were able, or managed, right? That's something that you have to remember, okay? Is it clear? If it is not clear, please let me know.
Can you repeat again, please?
Yeah. Are you observing now the page with from the book or not?
No.
Okay, so I have to.
I only see you.
You're looking at me, all right. Share screen, here it is. Okay, so you use, we're going to go back here, all right? You use can or be able to talk about presentability. So I am able to do something, I can do something, they're same, all right? Use could to talk about abilities in the past, but general abilities. When I was a child, I could play the piano. Now I have forgotten. In the year, I don't know, in 20 years ago, I used to live in the United States, so I could speak English pretty well. General ability. But when you're going to talk about one occasion in the past, yeah, the other time or the last week, I went to a concert I was really far away, but I was able to watch from there. Okay, I'm talking about one particular time. And in that case, you can use, instead of could, you have to use be able to in the past or managed. Okay? Is it clear now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And number 4, use what after will, may, present, perfect simple, present perfect simple, etc. Can you use can after will? After may? In present perfect? Deny. You suffer that. Can you use can or could after will or may or present perfect simple? Can you or cannot you?
Um,
Can you say, for
I'm sorry.
example, I will come to the future? I will come. I will
No.
come play.
No.
Can you say I may can? No. Can you say I have could? No. So
No.
what do you use in that case?
Be able to.
Be able to. Lo reemplazas por. Como no puede, recuerden chiquillos, como no pueden usar el can ni el could después de un modal o en formas compuestas, lo tienen que reemplazar por el be able. Esa es la papa. Entonces aquí dice usted, use be able to after will or after may or in present perfect simple. All right. Ya, resumo. Presente se puede usar can cuando indicamos habilidad, can or be able to. Pasado para habilidades generales, could. Cuando hablas de una ocasión en particular, ya, no de la habilidad en general, ahí usan be able to in the past, or that is to say, was were able to, or managed. And finally, you have to use be able to después de un modal. Cualquiera este sea, will o may o should. Y también tiene que usar el be able to para las formas compuestas. El presente perfecto, el pasado perfecto. Los continuos. ¿Ya? Eso. Now, we're going to do this exercise. All right? Yeah. I'm going to give you time to go into breakout rooms to work in here. Okay. Esto no sé cómo hacerlo, siempre me pasa. ¿Cómo vuelvo? ¿Cómo me vuelvo a mí mismo? Ah, stop share. Ya. Okay. Los voy a separar en breakout rooms. I'm going to split you in breakout rooms, and you are going to do the exercise that is the next exercise that is in there. So you're going to work together, and I'm going to give you little time, yeah, and you will have to work together. Hay 8, así que hacemos 4. I'm going to create 4 breakout rooms, okay? Assign automatically create. Ya, las voy a abrir. There you go. You can join now. So you have to use exercise 11. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me or not? No. Catalina and Juliana. Catalina and Juliana, do you know what you have to do?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to use exercise 11 and complete this, letter by using one of the forms of the verb can, could, be able to, as one of these verbs: sign, not draw, hand, let, make, not use. This verb hand es pasar, entregar. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. So you can work.
¿Puede, profe?
Yes.
¿Puede ser los modals en negación también?
Of course. Yes.
Okay.
They can be negative.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the first is can't, hand.
Yes.
Mirai? Mirai?
Sí.
Are you working with Isidora, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what you have to do? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm going to continue with the other groups.
Voy a intentar hacer la 3, a ver si eso sale. Before the tree,
Danae, do you know, Gabriela? Do you know what you have to speak English anyway? Do you know what you have to do?
Not exactly.
It's a little bit complicated.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult.
All right. So what you have to do is this to complete this letter using one of these verbs: design, not draw, hand, let, make, and not use, with one of these forms: can, could, or be able. Right? Do you know all these verbs? Design, not draw, hand, and here is not the hand, okay? Is a verb. What is the meaning of that verb? Hand.
Entregar.
Entregar o pasar, right? Okay. Okay, so you have it clear. So you have to complete. For example, what would be the first one, Danai? Dear Jen.
That's the problem. I know it's hand, but I don't know if I have to use can, could, be able. I'm not sure.
Dear Jen, thanks for your letter. Yes. Yes, I hand in my art project on time. Only just. That happens, is happening now, is in the present, or is in the past?
I think it's in the past.
So,
I'm not sure.
So what do you have, and is it, so it would be then, what of the modal verbs?
Could?
Yeah, but is this only this time, or it's always?
Oh, yeah,
Always.
One time.
One time. So can you use could, or do you have to use? Yeah. So how would you do it then? Be able to in the past. So how would it be?
I was able to
hand
in.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks for your letter. Yes, I was able to hand in my art project on time, but only just. Okay, that's it. Continue working, all right?
Okay. You know how Gaby?
Wait, estoy pensando. A ver, you know how I...
Profe,
Yes.
You have a problem.
What problem? What problem?
Nosotras pensamos que una de las palabras que ocupamos debe estar mal en un número, porque no sabemos cómo es el not use y no sabemos el número.
Okay, we're going to correct it in here. Okay. So,
Okay.
So let's see. Is everybody back? I think. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. Here we go. Okay, so the idea was to use can, could, or be able to plus one of the verbs that you had in there. Okay, so you have the verb design, not draw, hand, which is pasar, hand in, pasar, let, make, and not use. So, Dana, you did that one. So read it.
Yeah.
Start reading. Dear Jen.
Thanks. Dear Jen, thanks for your letter. Yes, I was able to hand in my art project on time, but only just.
Okay, in this case, it was in the past. So it could be could, but as it was only one time, it was not a regular thing, you had to use be able to in the past. Thanks for your letter. Yes, I was able to hand in my art project on time, but only, okay? Yeah, let's see, Juliana. How would you do number 2?
ay, no sé. Es
You know,
que creo que la tengo
don't,
mala.
Juliana, don't speak English.
I think
Don't speak
it's,
Spanish. Yeah?
I think it's wrong, and I'm embarrassed to say the answer.
No, don't worry about it. I mean, I am here to correct you. So probably other people don't know either. So try to do it. And if it is incorrect, I will explain to you why. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so?
You know how I couldn't draw or paint?
Yeah. You know how? I would say couldn't is not correct because it's present. Pensar que no sé. So it would be, you know how I can't draw or paint. The verb is correct, but the modal verb was incorrect, Juliana, because in this case, she's talking in the present, not in the past, not in the past.
Profe,
Yes?
how do we know that this is in present?
Sorry?
How do we know this is present?
Because she's talking about, how can I say? Because in this case, she's talking about something that is happening at the moment. Something that she is exposing. She can't draw or paint. It's not that in the past she didn't do it. Danae, te lo voy a explicar en castellano. En la primera parte, ella no pudo pasar a entregar su trabajo. No pudo. Eso es pasado. Pero aquí ella dice, tú sabes que yo no sé. ¿Ya? Que yo no sé ni dibujar ni pintar. Y yo no sabía, no, porque ella no sabe. Es algo que es presente. ¿Ya?
Profe, lo que pasa es que después dice como que afortunadamente ahora tuvimos que hacer un proyecto digital. Entonces como que yo pensé que el anterior estaba en pasado.
No, es que por eso, for that reason I'm telling you, when you talk about ability, in this case, it's something that is permanent. You can't drive, you can't draw, you can't paint. It is permanent.
Yeah.
Okay? This ability is permanent. It's not that something happened that happened before. Okay, there are exceptions, but in general, when you talk about ability, this type of abilities, they're all the time with you. Esto no es algo que ella haya podido hacer y ya no puede, sino que ella no sabe nomás. Sabe que yo no sé ni dibujar ni pintar. Pero afortunadamente esta vez tuvimos que crear nuestro proyecto digitalmente. ¿Ya? Y después habla en pasado. ¿Ya? Antes del proyecto, what happens in there? Who can do it? For the project,
Be able to design.
You're talking in the past first, Catalina. You're talking in the past. So you can use could or was or were able to.
Couldn't use.
Couldn't use. That's correct. Okay. Before the project, I couldn't use software at all. But after a bit of practice, who can give it a try? But after a bit of practice.
Be able to make.
Past tense. Past tense. You're
I
right.
was able.
Yeah. Yeah. Was able. Complete. Use it. The verb.
To make.
Yeah. I was able to make a really good piece of art. Fijan que aquí es una vez. Antes del trabajo, ella no sabía usar, ya, no sabía usar el software. Para nada. Pero después de un poquito de práctica, ella fue capaz de. I was able to make a really good piece of art. Now I what? Now I
can design.
Yeah, I can design all kinds of wonderful pictures. That's right. I can design all kinds of wonderful pictures. I'll send you one and you.
Be able to let.
Nunca, primero, el be able no tiene que ir o conjugado o con un auxiliar.
Okay. You were able to let.
Mira, I'll send you one and you. ¿Qué verbo tiene que usar de acá?
Will.
No, de estos que están acá arriba. ¿Cuál queda?
Let.
Yeah,
Let.
Yeah. And you. Te enviaré uno y tú puedes hacerme saber qué crees. ¿Qué opinas? Piénselo. Tengo que contestar una llamada, chiquillas. Piénselo. ¿Aló? Sí. Sí. Toque el número 173, el botón 173. Está una señora arriba esperando. Ya. Me iban a ir a meter. Ya, ok. Who can do it? I'll send you one and you can let me know what you think. Me puedes dar a conocer lo que crees. ¿Ya? O podría ser, si fuera con will, tendría que ser, will you be able to let me know what you think?
Profe.
Queda mejor in this case, it's better to say, can let me know. Yes, Danai?
Profe, I have a question, but I cannot say it in English.
What is the question?
Es que con el profe Póster estábamos haciendo un email y yo iba a poner can en alguna parte y él me dijo que could era más formal. En este caso es lo mismo.
Yes.
Except
No.
poner-
Okay. You can say that you can ask me in English. Danae.
Ah.
Try to ask me in English because you can do it.
That Mr. Posner told me that could, it's a formal way of saying can, but I don't know if it's the same in this case.
No, in here we are using this as an ability or possibility, all right? But also can and could have the idea of formality, yeah? When you request for something, when you ask for something, you can ask it with can or with could. Can is less formal, could is more formal. I'm going to give you an example. For example, if I say, can you help me? Yeah, that is like informal. I need help. Can you help me? This is informal. But if I am talking to probably an older person or I don't know, an authority, I would ask, could you help me? Because it's more formal.
So it's only on questions.
Regularly is in when you request, when you ask for something. For example, usually the requests are questions. For example, si yo puedo decir, ¿me puedes abrir la puerta? Eso es con can, informal. Estoy con un amigo, le digo, can you please, you know, it's cold in here, or it's hot in here. Can you open the window? ¿Ya? Pero si estoy con qué sé yo, ustedes están conmigo, el profesor, y ustedes me tienen más respeto a mí, entonces ustedes dirían, profesor, it's very hot in here. Could you please, or could you open the window? Es la misma pregunta, pero una es más formal que la otra.
Ya entendí.
Yeah, right. And this is called, because I was going to explain to you, because we are observing here the uses of can, or the functions of can. You can use it as ability in the present, and you can use it as a possibility in the present. But also you can use it as a polite request in the present, or a polite request, informal polite request. While could is a polite request, but very polite. Y hay grados, lo voy a explicar esto, hay grados de educación para hacer algo. Por ejemplo, si estoy en la sala de clases, y estoy con a lo mejor un ayudante, le digo, can I go to the bathroom, please? Because I want to go to the bathroom. Can I go? Ya, estoy pidiendo permiso. Pero menos formalmente que si dijera yo, could I go to the bathroom? Eso es más formal. Y podría ser más formal todavía si yo dijera, may I go to the bathroom? Nosotros, lo que pasa es que en castellano no tenemos esos grados de formalidad. Yo digo, puedo o podría. ¿No es cierto, Safo? ¿Puedo, podría? ¿Puedo ir al baño? ¿Podría ir al baño, por favor? Una es más formal que la otra. Pero en inglés hay otro grado más todavía, más formal. O sea, you can say, can I, could I, may I? Right? Is it clear, Danae?
Yes.
Okay.
So in this case, like it's not a request, it's can.
Yeah, in this case, it's can, because you don't need to say it formally. Because apart from the fact that you're talking to a friend, yeah, I'll send you one and you can let me know what you think. Anyway, speak to you soon. Right, Oliver? Okay, so to finish, I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to share another thing. Where is it? Wait. Other one. Wait for a little while. Está medio lento esto. Here it is. Okay, so in here, I am going to share a little bit another page, but this is a web page in which you have the explanation for all that I am telling you. Yeah. Here is a refresher lesson on two modal verbs and be able to, which functions as one. Okay. Can is used to talk about possibility. Can you meet me at 5? It's used to talk about ability. I can ride a bike. It's used to make informal requests and orders. See that, Danai? Can you bring me my jumper? Has two negative forms, can't and cannot. Could is used to talk about past abilities. When I was a child, I could do handstands. Do you know what a handstand is? Is when you... Yeah, that's right. When you put your hands and you go up with your feet, right? How do you call that in Spanish? La vela, dicen, right? To do la vela or something like that, okay? It's used to make formal requests, Danai. Could you fax me that document by Tuesday? In the negative form is couldn't. Be able to is sometimes used instead of can or could. Can be used with all tenses. Example, I will be able to see you the next week. You can say I will can, right? So as you can't say that, because can doesn't have an infinitive, you use I will be able. It's used to talk about ability. Are you able to write formal letters? And also remember that you can use it in present perfect or past perfect. I have been able to do something, right? Okay, we're going to do this exercise. Okay, and I'm going to upload this anyway, but let's do some of them. Okay, the first one. You hear the fireworks from your house last night? Which is the right one? Which is the right one? Juliana?
Good.
Could. That's right. Good. The next one. Do you think you write the report by Tuesday? I know you are very busy.
Will be able to?
Will be able to. Yes, because you're talking in the future. Do you think you will be able to write the report by Tuesday? I know you're very busy. I touch my toes. See.
Can.
Can, that's right. Yeah.
What is those?
The toes are the fingers, but on your feet.
Ah, okay. Thanks.
I can touch my toes. See. Gabriela. The next one. I spent another moment in that restaurant. It was too noisy.
I couldn't.
I couldn't. I couldn't spend another moment in the restaurant. It was too noisy. Number 5. Let's see, Carlos. I never seem to get the temperature right. Carlos?
To be able to? No. Can't. It's can't.
No.
No?
One thing, Carlos, you can make two negatives in one sentence. Have can't and never. So it has to be can. It cannot be to be able, because in here it's not conjugated. It's in the total infinitive. So you can't, to be able. I am able to be. If it were like that, all right. Number 6, Catalina Belén. Play professional tennis. You must be extremely fit.
To be able to.
That's right. Be able to play professional tennis, you must be extremely fit. Right? Catalina Rice. You play an instrument? Is a question. Catalina, are you there?
Yes,
Okay, so
can.
can you play an instrument? That's right. Let's see, Miyarai. I'm afraid I attend the meeting. I'm on business in Japan.
Won't be able to.
That's right. I'm afraid I won't be able to attend the meeting. I'm on business in Japan. Number 9. Who's missing? Danai, you have brought it to me at work.
I don't know. Could you? No, I don't know this one.
Yeah.
No.
Haberlo traído. Haberlo traído. O habérmelo traído al trabajo. Which one?
You have brought it. Habérmelo traído. Couldn't?
Uh-huh. Will can be because Will's future. Cannot is present. So couldn't you have brought it to me at work? And the last one, Juliana. They saved the men from the sinking ship. They saved the men from the sinking ship. Are you there, Juliana?
Yes.
Okay.
We're able to.
They were able to save the men from the sinking ship. Okay, let's see if we were right. Correct, correct. Let's see the other ones. Correct, 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 correct. Perfect. We are great. We're excellent. Okay. So this is all for today. I'm going to upload this page and another one with exercises with be able to, can, and could. Do them for next class. So as to, you are going to have more doubts. And then we will continue in the next class with something new, all right? So that will be all for today. Thank you very much. Okay, so
Okay.
I can see you next time.
Thank you, teacher.
Disculpen, chiquillo, de repente que tengo que irme porque mi papi no entiende muchas cosas de esto, entonces me pide, me llama. Okay?
It's okay, don't worry.
So I get nervous with that. Okay, so that's all. See you on Wednesday. Okay? Goodbye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Listen.
Espérate, mira.
Ayer me acordé que tenía un programa de archivo y tengo los documentos. Ay, Ah,
¿Está todo bien? Cuando nos vamos para tu casa,
ya.
ahí voy a llevar una cajita para tenerle a las señoras allá, para que ellas te pongan mascarilla todos los días cuando te vayan a ver. ¿Ya? Y ahí contigo ellos van a tener que andar con mascarilla y van a tener que usar guantes. No te contagien a ti.
Ahí menos mal que tengo los documentos.
Todavía está ahí, ¿no?
Se llaman los bancos.
¿A dónde? ¿A tu casa?
Ya.
No, para tu casa no, todavía no.
No, pero.
Ahora te vayas a levantar.
Sí, pues, pero para ir a tu casa.
Estamos en mi casa, papá.
Ah, para ir a almorzar allá.
Sí, pero estamos aquí, pues, no hay que irse para ningún lado.
Ah,
No hay que ir para ningún lado, hay que estar aquí. Estamos en mi casa, aquí vamos a almorzar.
ya.
No hay que ir para ninguna parte.
Ah, no, vamos a ir a tu casa ahora.
Estamos en mi casa.
Sí, pero entiéndeme.
No tenemos-
Te digo,
no te entiendo.
¿a dónde vamos a almorzar?
Aquí en mi casa.
Ah, ya.
No te enojes, pues no te entiendo, pues, papá.
No, claro, no entendí, pues aquí, es decir, yo,
No, lo que te estoy, no te
Ah.
te estoy diciendo que vamos a almorzar aquí, entonces te enojáis. Si no,
no, bueno, es que no me entendí aquí.
por eso, porque entiende
Ya,
la vida que
ya.
yo no lo entiendo. Entonces, de repente
No.
tú me decís una cosa y no te entiendo.
No, ya, lo voy a decir ahora.
Sí.
¿Cuánto se llama? Ah,
¿La bolsa?
Agustina está, ahí está. Yo ya
Te poní nerviosa.
me cuesta que me dan a entender.
Por eso, tenés que tratar de explicar.
Entonces,
Y tú también tenés que tener paciencia para yo explicarte que a veces tú te explicas mal. Entonces, cuando te explicas mal, yo trato de pero tú no te enojas. Entonces, no, tenés que tener paciencia también. Para que entiendas lo que yo te quiero decir.
Ya.
Ya.
Están confundidos.
De repente te confundiste.
Aquí la manta ya está. Tenemos que llegar
Sí, pero yo no sé todavía cuándo nos vamos a ir.
allá. Alegra que ahora vamos a estar aquí.
Y vamos a estar aquí hasta que te puedas ir. ¿Ya? Hasta que te puedas ir.
Hoy día tampoco.
No, hoy día no.
Allá.
Me acuerdo que iban a ir a arreglar BTR, esa cuestión, iban a arreglar la luz, todas esas cosas.
Ya.
La casa tiene que estar lista para recibirte aquí.
Oye, mijo, tú sabes que la luz de aquí es la que tenía mala, yo se la pega porque está conectada con la lavadora. Entonces está fuerte.
Estás hablando,
¿Qué?
Fabio, estás hablando de tu casa.
¿Ah?
Estás hablando de tu casa, eso es playar.
Sí,
¿no?
muy
Porque
playa.
estamos en la
Sí,
tierra baja.
no, pero yo te digo, allá, esa es la que hay que tener aquí.
Sí, no, pero parece que la arregló Raúl.
Ah, pues, creo que. Y la televisión creo que es la que está mal.
Sí, ahora la estaban arreglando.
Ah, pero vamos, ¿a dónde?
Después te va a ir vaya a sentarte al baño primero y te vaya a lavar primero.
Me da esta mañana.
No, pero te lavaste. Te sentaste en la mañana. Pero no te lavaste.
Acuérdate que me llevaste el paño y me secaste y todo.
Ahora en la mañana, si no está lavado, ahora en la mañana fuimos a te sentaste al baño y nada, ¿qué nada más no te bañaste? No te lavaste. ¿Te vas a sentar un poquito?
Aquí, ¿qué España?
Hay pañales.
Ay,
Date vuelta para acá.
ah,
Date vuelta para acá.
me acuerdo que estábamos y me acuerdo de la maleta. La maleta. Ah, me, lo primero fue me iban a reír los. Ah,
Ya.
en la cerca,
¿Estás haciendo para eso?
sí, estoy haciendo pichi.
Caca también.
Ah, qué bueno. Richard.
Yeah.
Que me iba a volver a la noche. No, ya me quedo aquí. Ya, mijo.
Ya va.
Y la Lolita,
Fue a trabajar.
¿dónde me pongo
En la cama, en la cama.
¿Para qué
en
te
la cama.
caes las camas?
No, pues primero tenés que vestir. Bueno, bueno, cama.
Ya.
Cuando yo voy, me ganó a la I. Ganó. A 3-3. 3-3 en el primer set. El Clarín se hubiera ganado, hubiera tocado por el jogo. Después de sacar el contigo. Más pañuelo.
Ella pone pañal.
No.
Ah, ya.
Ay, no, yo te paso un poquito.
¿Qué te sabe comida, mijo? ¿Qué te sabe almuerzo?
¿Está la ciudad esa?
Hasta la ciudad.
Ya volvió del médico. Volvió del médico.
Ah,
Estamos en mi casa, papito, no estamos en la tuya. Estamos acá en la villa de Abaní.
ya.
Estamos allá.
Ya. Casa. Allá en.
Acá en la villa de Abaní.
Ah,
Hace 6 meses que estamos acá.
ya. Lo que yo creo, yo no me acordaba. Los vinimos. Y ellos para acá.
¿No te acordáis? No.
No me acordé que.
Hace 6 meses que estamos acá.
Sí, no, que no te acuerdo. Pero, ¿cómo me vine anoche?
¿Cómo si anoche estaba ya aquí o no saliste? ¿Ah? Anoche no saliste, pues estaba ya acá.
Sí, pues.
Por eso realmente no te entiendo, porque tú estás hablando de una cosa y te dices otra.
No, es que
También entender, pero
sí, es que yo lo que no me recuerdo, uno de tu casa, anoche me vine para acá. ¿Ah?
Ayer no salimos para ningún lado, no va todo el día.
Hemos seguido aquí. La primera noche que salgo, no.
No he salido.
No, pues. O sea, la primera noche esta, me vine para acá, pues. Esa, sí.
Y ahí no saliste nada.
No,
Ahí aquí.
ahí aquí.
No he salido ni en la noche ni en el día.
No,
ni nada.
no, no.
Cuando fuimos al médico, no te vayas.
No.
Cuando fuimos al médico, la única vez que saliste. Fuimos al médico, Le pongo no me quita nada. Esa es la única vez que ahí salió, no salió más.
Sí.
Siéntate ahora. Siéntate.
Me he hecho la chae ahora. Pero para aquí nomás.
No, ahí no puedo ir.
Mira,
¿Cuándo?
ok, mira.
Vamos a seguir un día más.
Una noche, papá. Que no vinimos al lado. Ah, pues, no habíamos podido. Amaneció la señora Elba.
Todavía con el problema, mientras no lo operen.
Ah.
Le duele el ojo por molesta.
Claro.
Pues,
Pero bien por España.
mientras no lo operen, no estás con el problema.
La camisa no la he meter en eso. ¿O no?
Sí. Pues que claro, que sí. No, acuérdate que te voy a cambiar los calcetines.
Allá. Que tenía que hacer por mí. Vaya,
¿Por qué?
a salud.
No, porque tienes que bajar para que mejor después la
Ay,
salud. Te va a doler, te van a doler. Tienes que trabajar y subir.
Gracias.
Un punto que me preocupa a mí es de tu casa es la escala grande esa.
¿Ah?
La escala grande esa cuando que tengamos que salir.
Ah,
Tengo que llevarte al médico. Esa baja larga esa que,
Sí,
esa me preocupa. Muy pesada.
es la mía, de mi casa. No, mi hijo. Oye, a ver que no. Yo tengo la seguridad que voy a.
Más larga que esta chiquitita que
No
tiene
es
la
más larga que la tuya y todo, pero no me va a molestar. Bueno, la subí en la frega, pero bajar, yo creo que, no, pues, no sé. Y estuvo que no le ganó el cabro, el garín. El gallo que cuando se chiflaba, tirar una trató de tirar la raqueta al suelo.
ahora, muy bueno, yo pues.
Viene el cabro garín, tiene buen saque, vos.
Tájale. Ahora, locos.
No sé, tiene que, este está con una, no sé qué, Naval y Fede. Tiene buen saque también.
Me quebró. Me quebró el
Eh,
5-3. Hola, bueno, es que no falla. Esa es la ventaja del juego, es que no pierde pelota. El gallo le pega, le pega, le pega. Entonces, a la larga, los otros fallan. Él no falla nunca. Eso es lo que le pasa al Garín, que el Garín falla pelota muy fácil. Muy irregular. Los gallos ganan porque son muy regulares.
Bien. Claro que hizo una perdida tontas nomás. Y eso le costó el
Eso,
partido.
claro, con estos gallos a este nivel, eso pasa. Pero
Claro.
tienen dos pelotas seguidas más, y puta, se le da el partido. Pero los gallos no fallan.
Claro. Fíjate que ahora me duele más el rasguñón que tengo aquí.
Pero eso lo tenéis sano.
Claro, pero me duele por mes. Dolor.
Mucho le quiere para cacharlo. Mucho le quiere para el cabro.
¿Ah?
Quiere para
Sí. Está sacándolo.
eso. Está sacando el yo, pues. Si le gana este punto, le quiebra, pero caían 5-4, cuando le saque el.
Ah,
No hay casa. No hay casa para guardarlo. No hay casa para el yo, eso es muy bueno. ¿No?
y el jardín le quebró como 2 o 3 veces. Ah, duda. ¿Me quedó? No.
5-4 le quebró. 5-4 le quebró porque iba 5-3. Estaba sacando el Djokovic. Que le quebró 5-4 y ahora saca el ruso de nuevo.